Hello, Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy. It's Monday. Monday is tips day. And we have a bit of a roll of really good tips the last couple of weeks. So we've got Anastasia and I've got Michelle this week. Let's hope they can keep the ball rolling. And then I've got one, put the pen away. I've got one that I came up with last week while I was doing my thing. So, hopefully that's okay too. I'll let myself know. Let's start with Anastasia. I'm not sure how, because it looks like it's fairly short, but we'll see if we can expand it. It might be longer than I think. Because I don't read these in advance. I react as I go. Which can be really bad. I wish sometimes I did actually read them and do some research, so if I don't know, then I can actually find out what the answer would be. But I kind of think it's more fun this way. Because no one's perfect. Especially me. And then the good thing is, if I don't know, I can ask you to put in the comments what the actual answer is. Even if I'm... Oh, careful. I'm too compact now. I'm going to have to... Hold on. Let's do this. I'm too army. It's all my bartenders on Splendor. Love them. Yeah, whatever I was saying. Let's go over this. I don't even know what I was doing. Anastasia, to me, I have seen multiple people post recently about trying to get their photos after they are off the ship. So a good reminder is to do the following things before going to sleep on the last night. Oh, this ties in with my tip. So I'm going to do my tip second. Sorry, Michelle, I booted you to the end because mine will follow naturally on from this. Unless it's already in here. Number 1, get your photos. Now, I will also say that I've noticed, because I don't do photos on the ship, there's a couple of things I don't do. I don't do photos, and I don't do shore excursions. Just to me, overpriced. I don't like being posed. We were just on, we were on the Splendor, and my friend Tim was there, and Tim wears really cool jackets all the time, and I had my suits, and me and Tim went up to get our pictures done. It was superhero night. So anyways, so every time we walked by, the photographers would try and get us to go in their booth and take a picture. And eventually we said, all right, just go. We said, but don't pose us. Just take pictures. We're going to pose ourselves how we want to be. Do not pose us. Okay, he says. So we do a picture, and as soon as we did the picture, he goes, now do this. I'm like, oh! It's ingrained. I will say one thing. I was told this, and I do not know if this is true, and I just found this out, and it's going to change my approach, that the photographers do get paid, not just on how many pictures they sell, but how many people agree to take their picture. So I am much more likely to allow, not so much on the backdrops because they just take too long and they pose you and it drives me crazy. But whereas before I would say, no, I don't want my picture taken walking around the ship, I still don't like it in dinner. I never understand why anybody would want a picture of themselves sitting at a table eating with stuff all over the table. It just, to me, makes no sense. But if I'm walking around the ship and a photographer comes up and wants to take my picture, whereas before I would have said, no, I'm good. Now I will allow them to take that picture. Sounds really arrogant, but if that is true, that's a wonderful thing to know, so I can help them out that way. But I'm not going to buy the picture, but I'll help them in any way I can because I love the crew. That's and also, I think I don't think I said this, but I'm going to add this. I've noticed lately, the morning you get off, early in the morning, they do open up the photo place if you forgot to get them the night before. So don't rely on that. But I have noticed if you did forget and you wake up, all is not necessarily lost because there's a chance they will still have them available in the morning before you get off the ship. Number 2, cash out your casino dollars. And I would also add to that, I tend to cash them out as I go. I never forget we were on the Splendor on an Alaska cruise, August 2022. And we did a little bit of gambling, not much, we did a little bit. whenever I'm with my friends, Tim, BK, and them, they always, Jeff, Garner, they always gamble. So we do a little bit. Last day of that cruise, we were going into Victoria. I don't know if you've been on an Alaska cruise, but they have to stop in the non-American port on the way back. So they do a 3-hour stop in Victoria on the last night from like 9 till midnight. So they have to close the casino down. So the casino closed at like 4 in the afternoon, and nobody was really ready for this. The line to cash out the money was like a Disney ride. I'm not kidding. There was well over 100 people in line waiting to cash the money. I'm not exaggerating. So I would recommend not only to cash out your casino dollars the night before, I would do it earlier than that to avoid those long lines when everybody else is trying to do it. Timing. It's all about timing. See what I did there? Number 3, check your account, and if there are any charges that you have questions about, go to guest services. Yeah, you can check your account on the hub, which is very good. Don't be like my friend, I won't mention his name, BK, who we went out. It was that same Splendor cruise, and I guess one night Tim and I, it was me, BK, Tim, and Julie were on that cruise, and I guess this one night Tim and I we'd gone to the comedy club or something, and BK stayed out, and the next day he was looking at his bill. And he saw gratuities he put on there, and he goes, "I didn't tip anybody. I didn't do that." So, and then he started thinking about it, and he's like, "Oh, actually, maybe I did." He goes, "I wasn't even on the ship when this happened." I goes, "You sure about that?" He goes, "Oh, actually, yeah, I was." "Oh, yeah, actually, I was in, yeah." And he suddenly started realizing, yes, he was pretty drunk, and he had made all those charges. So as you read through them, and you see charges you're not necessarily sure were yours, think about it first before you go to guest services, so you don't A, waste their time, and B, end up with a lot of egg on your face. But yes, try not to leave it till you check that thing the morning when you get off, when they, for some reason, put the paper in your thing. The amount of paper they waste on that. Who actually reads that? Apart from checking the very end, and seeing what the balance is. Okay, that's good. Does anybody actually read through everything on that piece of paper? I know I don't. Mainly because I've been checking on the hub through the week to make sure, but a lot of wasted paper. And the last one, from Anastasia. If you are packing your suitcase and placing it outside your cabin, make sure not to pack the clothes you need to wear in the morning. That was my tip, Anastasia. That was the one I saved from last week. I was going to use as my extra one this week. Knew it. Must mean it's a good tip. Great minds think alike. Yes, very much so. What we actually, because I can't take my suit off. If we have an early flight, like when we were on the Australia cruise, we had an early day. Julie was going to be climbing up the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So she couldn't drink because they breathalyze you before you go up there. There's a tip for you. If you're going to do the Sydney Harbour Bridge on an Australia cruise, no, they will breathalyze you. So we had a kind of quiet last night. Plus, we'd been on for 20 days. So cases had to be out between 9 and 11. So we crashed about 10:30 that night. We got changed, put our clothes that we wore that day in the suitcase and that. So I guess I will add to Anastasia's an extra line. So she says, if you are packing your suitcase and placing it outside your cabin, make sure not to pack the clothes you need to wear in the morning. I will add on to that. Remember, the clothes that you wore the night before have to go somewhere. Because we've done that before, where we got back to the cabin, all the bags are gone. We have all our clothes laid out for the next morning, but we got nowhere to put the clothes that we are currently wearing. So I did add something. Because mine says, keep bag for last night. That's what I wrote, to remind myself what it was. So yes, very good tips, Anastasia. I'm on a good roll of tips. Got one more to go from Michelle. Let's see if she can keep it running. Anastasia finishes, I am sure people have been told this a lot, but they are not paying attention. Listen, the idea of this thing, this show, these tips is, it's not to teach everybody, because a lot of people, yes, all the tips I read out, a lot of people know. But two things. It jogs the memory, because a lot, forgot about some of these things. And also, if you reach one person, we've done our job. If we can help one person, which is about who watches this, but if we can help one person, that's you, the one that's watching this. Maybe we helped you. So there's no such thing as saying, I'm sure people have been told this a lot. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Drum it into them. Drum it into them, Anastasia. We'll get to them. Keep sending your tips. Very good. All right. Last one this week from Michelle. Hi, Mick. I have one cruising tip this week. The big finish. Let's make it a big finish. I recommend bringing bug spray or wipes if you will be in a port during the evening. If you're like me, you are a buffet for bugs. I have tried the mosquito bans, but was still bitten all over in Curacao. I personally like the Avon bug wipes. They are individually packaged and fit easily in your pocket or backpack to pull out and quickly use, then discard. Avon bug wipes! This is a new tradition. When I read tips and we're about to go on a cruise, which we are as I record this, I'm going to let Julie know. A couple last week too. Very good. I did not know there were bug wipes. I thought there was only a bug spray. Avon bug wipes. Yeah, I do get bitten a little bit by bugs. I don't get it too badly, but enough that it's annoying. And there's nothing worse. It doesn't hurt. It's the itch. Ugh, scratching. Makes me so... Ugh, hate it. And I'm lucky. I don't get allergies or anything. Julie gets terrible allergies. I think it's all the stuff I put in my body over the years. It's made me immune. I never got COVID. Julie was right next to me. She had COVID. We spent a whole cruise. She had COVID, apparently. Didn't find out till we got back. Drove home. Stayed in the same room. Slept in the same bed. Everything. Never got it. No. I think my body has been just abused so much over the years. I'm sure it'll catch up to me eventually. But for now, we good. We good. All right, so that was some more good tips this week. Keep them coming. And again, as I always like to say, please, Dave, send me yours because these tips are getting too good and I need some bad ones. Thanks, Dave. I know you won't let me down. Well, you will, but in a good way, you know. All right, with that, if you want to subscribe to this little channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to get notifications when these videos come out. I typically do 3 videos a week. Tips on a Monday, cabin on a Thursday, and a miscellaneous video like a port stop or something hopefully educational or, you know, whatever, something different on a Saturday. So yes, so if you have any ideas or things that you would like to see on that, if there's a port you want me to cover, good luck if I haven't been and got video, but I've got several pending. I have a lot from my recent cruise, so I am pretty set for videos coming up, probably for a good 6 or 7 months. Accept the tips. Send me your tips. I need them. I can't do them all on my own. So send me those. Send me your cruising traditions. If you have something you do every cruise, my email is coming up at the end of this video. Please send those to me and I will be sure to read them out. But remember, I always qualify this. I do not read them in advance. I take my glasses off. I print out the blur. I put it on my table and I read it as I record it. So you have been warned. I'm never nasty unless your name's Dave. So I wouldn't say I'm nasty to Dave. Just honest. Big difference. With that, I will see you later, Cruising World. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.